30 more seconds. We got to do this again. It's good music. It's more vibey. I kind of like it. What do you think of the music? I haven't done country in a while. Maybe next week we'll do some country music. Hello. All right. I'm going to say the dirty word, but it's not a dirty word, so I want you to stop thinking about it like that. But sales. That's what we're talking about today. I want to know, first emotion that comes to mind when you think of sales. Type it in the comments. I put this in the Facebook group. Was it yesterday? I don't remember. And it was mixed. It was mixed. I'll just say that. I think it was probably more 60-40. No, it's probably more like 70-30. 70% was some version of, like, here, I pulled them. I forgot I did this. Uncertainty, pricing, fear, yuck, puke. That's my favorite. And then we had some positive ones that were like excitement. What was the other one that I liked? Excitement. Oh, that's on their choice. Playful, curious. But then we had annoying, breathe. Like, just remember to breathe. It's not as bad as you think it is. Okay, let's see what you guys are putting in the comments here. Hold on. Okay. Love, fun. Okay, so see, there's some positive as well as opportunities here. Yes? Okay. So, whoops. Does it matter? Why is it a positive for some and a negative for others? Or maybe even on the given day. It may be positive on one day and negative on another day just based on what's going on. But does it really matter? I believe that it does. Because you are a business owner. You are an entrepreneur. And if you're not embracing sales, what's going to happen? We talked in a previous video, we talked about how our beliefs are a choice. And that choice and the thing that we choose to believe drives our actions. And the actions we take drive our results. Well, if we're hiding, avoiding, dreading sales, what kind of result is that going to get us? Right? Okay. So, for those of you that are new to me, my name is Jamie Hain. I'm a business growth coach, and I help coaches and online entrepreneurs, specifically service-based entrepreneurs, get to 5K months and beyond by using a simple sales process. There it is again, that word, sales. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of belief shifting, okay? You have likely heard some version of this. Selling is serving. Or selling is helping, or some version of that. And here's what I'm going to say. If that helps you reframe it in your mind, awesome. Great. But what I really want you to consider is that you need to embrace it and master it, not just reframe it. Because even underneath, even if you're telling yourself selling is serving, even underneath, you have to change. Something in you is making you want to change that word. Because for some reason, selling is bad. Selling is some sort of negative thing. And like I said before, we need sales. You won't have a business if you don't get sales, right? So what we have to do is we have to figure out what is causing the resistance. And I'm going to go through a number of different resistors, the things that cause resistance. And I will talk about what you can do to kind of, like what action you can take to get past it, okay? So just know at the end of this, I'm going to ask you, which one of these resistors is yours? So you're looking for the one that really speaks to you. And if there's more than one, that's okay too. I know I have to say, I used to be that person that hated sales. I thought I was bad at sales. I didn't like sales. I dreaded sales. I hated sales calls. I was like, how can I do this business without doing sales calls? And what I had to learn is that I was doing sales calls wrong. And once I started to shift about on how I want to sell and how I want to do sales calls, everything changed because I embraced this concept, okay? So let's talk about resistance. The first one that we're going to talk about today is this negative association. So this is this idea that sales is bad. Sales is pushy, slimy, sleazy, icky, whatever word comes up there, right? Yeah. It has this idea that sales is manipulative. We think car salesman. Sorry, sales carsmen out there. But that's what comes up. Spammy, cold, right? That kind of feeling. And so what you have to do here is you have to stop and you have to say, wait. Is there another option? We talked about this, I think it was last week or the week after. Okay, there's a continuum here. Here, let me go this way so you can see a little bit better. Okay, I want you to think about love and fear, and there's this line here in the middle. Oftentimes when we are associating all of those negative words, salesy, slimy, sleazy, guilt, shame, all of that, we're down in here. No wonder sales feels icky. If that's what you associate sales with, down in here, yep, that's why it feels bad. But there's a whole different way. You can actually sell up here. You can sell from a space of love. This is where you give and help and serve and all of those great words. So some of it is just a reframe of what's going on in your mind, right? So where do you start with all of this? Do you believe that you help people? Do you believe that whatever it is that you are selling, if somebody were to purchase it, they would be improved upon? Well, of course, you're going to say, yes, absolutely, I feel that way, right? So isn't it then your job to make them aware of those things? Make them aware that you can help them? So what if we think about selling in that way? How you sell, how you're going to do this, how you're choosing to do this matters. And if you can stay up here, selling becomes so much more fun. So much more fun. All right, number 2. Fear of rejection. We don't like sales because what if people don't want to buy the thing that we're talking about? Oof. Right? I'm putting myself out there, I'm being vulnerable, and I'm gonna get a no. And then we take that personal, right? Here's the deal. It's not about you. It's about them. And as hard as it is, you almost have to leave your ego at the door when you are selling. And you have to say, I'm just neutral. So if you're in this love and fear, just aim to be neutral. Aim to be right here. Whatever happens, happens. If they say yes, great. If they say no, it's okay, because it's about them. They're not ready yet. They have some sort of obstacle or whatever else it is that is getting in their way. It's about them. It's not about you. Okay? Now, the other thing that we can do here, wrong button, is that we can do a little bit of math. Okay? Oh my gosh. How do I not have a whiteboard ready? Catastrophe. Okay, let's do a little bit of math. How many no's does it take to get to a yes? I feel like it's that Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take to get the center of Tootsie Roll Pop? You know what I'm talking about? I'm dating myself here. I realize that. Okay, so how many attempts do you have to make in order to get to yeses? 15, 20% is about the norm. 20% is probably good. Okay, so let's just think about that, okay? If I need to get 5 sales, I need to do 25 attempts to get my 5. Yeah, you with me? Okay, so that means I have 20 no's. Ooh! Like, we can all get excited about the 5 yeses, but how are we feeling about those 20 no's? Woo! Ouchie mama. Yes? Okay. So here's what you got to do. You just got to reframe that. That no that I'm getting, the 20 no's that I'm getting, I'm just that much closer to getting a yes. The next one will be a yes. Now you're going to figure out what your percentage is. You might close at a higher percentage. Who knows? You might close at a lower percentage. But you've got to embrace the no's as just they're not ready yet. It's okay. Not take it personal. Okay. Number 3, fear of judgment. This one's a little bit trickier, right? This is more, this border lines up with that negative association one up here, right? This is this, what are people going to think? Are people going to think I'm annoying? Are people going to think that I'm bothering them? Are people going to think that I'm only in it for the money? Ooh, that's a hard one, right? If I annoy people, are they going to go away? Are they going to stop following me? Are they going to stop showing up for my content? Yeah? All right, so what do we do about it? You have to recognize that people have a problem that you can help them solve. So if you can help them solve it, why would they think you're annoying or pushy? You're helping them solve a problem that they desperately want to solve. Again, we talked about this before. It's not about you. It's about you helping them. If you look at it from that perspective, you can almost get to the point where like, it's a disservice for me not to talk about my offers, because if people don't know about them, they can't be helped. See how that changes your perspective? And here's what I would say on that last one, on that whole, if I annoy them, they're going to go away. If they go away, they're not your person. Everything that we're doing, whether it's social media or email or anything like that, we are attracting and repelling people. And that, just like this, those repelling, that's hard. That repel is hard. But that's what you want to have happen. Because if they're not for you and you're not for them, you don't want them in your world. You only want to show up for the people that are there. And I'm telling you right now, the people that are there, the people that are engaging in your content, the people that are showing up for your lives, the people that are doing all of those things, they want help. They want to solve a problem that they have. Focus on that instead. All right, next one. Limiting beliefs or money blocks. We're going to kind of talk about them together because they are sort of related. So a limiting belief is, well, you might know it as imposter syndrome, right? There's something in my head, maybe playing on repeat, that basically says, ooh, you're not worth that money. You shouldn't be charging that money. I don't want to take people's money. People can't afford this money. Nobody in my audience has any money. Those are all limiting beliefs. There could be a little bit of money blocking in there as well. So let's talk about what do we do with those? How do we handle that? You have to realize that money is an exchange. Okay? Money is neutral. Money is not good or bad, although sometimes I like to think of it as good. Like I'm on a tangent. I'm not going to go there. Okay. So money is an energy exchange. You are giving value. You are helping solve a problem. Yes? Okay. And so in exchange for that value, you deserve compensation. It's just an exchange of energy. Not good or bad. The other thing to consider in here is that when people invest, when they take out their credit card and they pay money, they are more apt to take action. And honestly, the more they pay, the more invested they become. Whew. Okay, let's do just a very, very quick little exercise here around limiting beliefs. If I were to sit here and say to you, go, you guys, I have $100 car for you. You want it? It's $100. It's $100. You want it, right? No, you don't want it, right? Because what's going on in your head? You're thinking, if this is a $100 car, it's a junk. It's a lemon. It's junk. I don't want it. And I'm over here going, no. It's not junk. It's not junk. It's a good car. I'm just giving it to you really cheap. It's $100. I promise you it's good. Do you believe me? No. Because we associate price with worth. So if you're over here selling something for $7 or $20, we're going to think, low quality. Okay? If I were to say instead, I have a car, it's a great value, it's got, blah, 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 but whatever I'm going to talk about, right? And I say it's $7,000. You might go, okay, well, I don't know. This is worth looking at, right? But if I come out and I say, hey, this is a great car, it's a Honda Accord, it's only a couple years old, $25,000. You're going to be like, ooh, okay, must be in good shape. Must be in good shape. You see how your mind shifts as that price goes up, even if it's the same freaking car? We associate price and money with value. So don't lose sight of that. Okay, I'm going to stop before I go on to the next one. Oh, no, actually, let's do this. Let's talk about money blocks. Money blocks are more subconscious. You may not even be aware that you have a money block. These are a little bit trickier. These usually come from a belief system from your parents, your grandparents, your teachers. It can be generational, right? If I say money doesn't grow on trees, like I immediately think of my dad, right? Those are things that our parents and grandparents, they had all of the best intentions. They were just passing on what they knew. But those thoughts get deep down inside and we hang on to them, even if we're not aware that we're hanging on to them. And what that causes us to do is have self-sabotage and avoid things. Like, right? This is where this comes into play. Like, I'm not worth that much money. Who is going to pay me that kind of money? I can't be charging that kind of money. Those are typically money blocks of some kind. So what do you got to do? You got to heal that inner conflict. My recommendation is work with somebody. I've got recommendations if you need it that can help you reframe that. But you first have to acknowledge what it is and where it comes from. And then you have to work to release it or reframe it and replace it with a different story. And that takes some work. Okay. I want to check in and make sure there are not any questions. See if you guys have any questions. Okay, hold on here. I know. I just saw Patty's comment about math. I love math, Patty. Math is fun. Okay. Oh, let's see if there's any questions. Lots of positive support. I love it. I love you guys. Patty's having some goosebump moments. Lisa says, some will, some won't. Next. That's exactly what you have to do, right? You've got to leave your ego at the door. You got to be neutral. Whether they buy or they don't buy, doesn't matter. I'm here to serve right now in this moment. Okay. Go for the no. Oh, I like that, Danny. Go for the no. The more no's you get, the closer you are to getting those yeses, right? Okay, I'm not seeing any questions yet. So I'm thinking you're all good. I'm seeing lots of loves, lots of support. Okay, all right, let's go on. Let's continue. Next one. Lack of knowledge. Okay, so this is this idea that I'm not good at sales. Well, of course not. If you don't know what you're doing, you won't be good at sales. It's a skill that you learn. It is not something that you just suddenly wake up one morning and you're like, I am just all of a sudden good at this. You're not born with it. You learn it and you develop it like any other skill. And so lack of knowledge can be resistance. We can feel like, ooh, I don't really want to do sales. I don't want to do sales calls because I don't know what I'm doing. So what do you got to do? You got to learn it, right? You got to learn it. You got to fully embrace it. I had to do this. You have to get to a point where you say, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to learn how to do this and I'm going to become really flipping good at it. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? And here's the deal. It does not have to be complex. Part of what I teach inside of my programs is that it is a simple sales process. 3 steps. We're often overloaded with all of these things that we need, that we think we have to do to sell. And it's not the case. It is so simple and easy. You will be blown away at how easy and simple it can be and how effective it can be. So if lack of knowledge is a thing, you got to learn it. And one of the ways that you can learn it is to join me in my program. It's a 6-month program. It's called Ignite Your Business. We are going to tackle everything from understanding who your ideal client is, how do you post on social media, what is your offer, how do we make it irresistible. We're going to talk about those sales calls and truly, truly embrace them as part of our process. That's the simple method. Once you got that going on, social media brings people in. Here, let's do this. I need a place where you can see. Okay, hold on here. Simple sales funnel. I'm going to give it to you real quick. Super, super simple. You ready? 3 steps. Social media. That's what you're posting, going live, doing reels, all that stuff that you're doing. Emails could even go up in here, right? You're going to invite them to a call that they actually want to get on. And that's where you're going to talk about your offer. That's the simple sales process, right? So what you learn inside of Ignite Your Business is, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I make sure my offer is irresistible? And then once you've got this just going, we're going to fuel that funnel. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert right here some sort of event, masterclass, workshop, challenge, you name it. Because what that allows us to do is gather a bunch of people, book a bunch of calls in a chunk. It allows us to connect with people in a different way than we do when we just do this. Simple. It is simple. Not easy all the time, right? Because you got to learn it, but it is totally possible. Okay, where was I? Okay, so yes, Ignite Your Business. The next cohort starts in April. The early bird special is still in effect through the 19th of March. The 19th of March is when I am doing a workshop. As of that workshop, the price is going up. So if this is something you want to do, if you've been wanting to work with me, if you're wanting to get to those consistent 5K, 8K, 10K, and more months, this is how you do it. This is the solution to your problem. All right. Next one is lack of confidence. Okay, different than knowledge. Confidence is more like, I don't know if I can do this. I maybe got some cobwebs. I'm not very comfortable doing this. Guess what you got to do here? Confidence comes from clarity. Okay, so back to this. The clearer you are on your offer, the clearer you can articulate that, the clearer you are on what am I doing on these calls, the clearer you are in your social media, all of this becomes so much easier. That's where the confidence comes from. Okay? If you want a quick tip here, focus on the results. Remember, the people who are following you, they're following you because they have a problem and they believe you can help them. They believe you can solve it for them. So you have to make sure that you are focusing in these spaces on the result that happens. Okay, so when I talked about Ignite Your Business just now, I didn't say, okay, Ignite Your Business, it is 6 months and you're going to have 6 of these and 5 of these and 20 of these, and it's going to be all of this stuff. People don't want that first. You have to pique their curiosity first on the result that this offer gets them, the result that this call gets them. If you can focus on that, you're going to have more confidence because you now know where you're going. You now understand what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Beyond that, one of my favorite words, you gotta practice. Right? So let's go back to these calls. Gotta get a lot of practice in if you're doing 25 calls. Yes? Okay. You don't have to tell me this in the comments because I don't want anybody to feel called out. So you can write this down on a piece of paper. If you want to put it on the comments, you go for it. Okay. If I'm saying in this magical math, I got to have 25 calls to get my 5 yeses. How many calls are you doing in a week, in a month? How many people are you getting on calls with you to get to this? That's practice. If you're doing 25 calls a month, you're going to get better at this, right? Your close percentage might be low at first, because you are learning and you're practicing and you're building up that confidence. But it will get better the more you do these. Got to practice. Okay. Any questions on these resistors? So my question for you here is, which one of these resistors is yours? Which one of these is the one that's just your nemesis? Which one is the one that's driving you bonkers right now? Let's do a quick review, okay? So let me pull this up here. Can I go back to this one? Okay. So negative associations. I believe sales is icky, slimy, pushy, yucky. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2 is fear of rejection. I don't like being told no. Number 3, fear of judgment. People are going to think bad of me. People aren't going to like me. People are going to leave me if I do too much selling. Okay. Number 4, that limiting beliefs, money blocks. This is more subconscious even. This may be more generational. This may be your parents and what they've told you, and you may not even be aware that you've got some of these blocks, right? Sometimes it's sneaky. It sneaks in there. And like one of the sneakiest ones is, I just want to help people and people can't afford this, so I'm going to go really cheap on my price point so that people can afford it. Oh gosh, I've been there, you guys. I've been there. But you want to know why this is so, you know why you're doing this? Why do you think you're doing this? I'm not saying that you don't want to help serve. You do. I know that. But there's another reason why you're doing this. And there's another reason why you're making that price so low. It's because of all of these things. If I make my price low, they won't think bad of me. If I make my price low, they won't reject me. I'll get more yeses because my price is low enough. And this limiting belief of people don't have any money. See how it's all just like this, oh, it's all tangled, like a tangled necklace in there. You got to slowly untangle the pieces. Okay? Could be lack of knowledge or lack of confidence. Could also be coming in here, right? Okay, so my question to you was, which one is yours? Let's see what you're coming up with here. I know I said you didn't have to, but I'm just checking to make sure if somebody did put it in the comments, I want to call it out for you. So let's see here. Lisa loves the word cohort. Did I say cohort? I just love that word. It's what it is. It's a cohort of group of people. The next cohort. We get really super close inside this cohort because it's a safe place to be vulnerable. It's a safe place to say, I don't know how to do this. It's a safe place to say, give me feedback. And if that cohort isn't strong, if there's not strength in that, you don't have the same results. Right? So we spend just as much time working on some mindset stuff and supporting each other and cheering each other on as we do learning, practicing, etc. That's a great word. I love it. Okay, let's see here. What else you got? Okay, no questions. And you're not wanting to share which one is yours, but I'm going to just trust that you've got it in your sights. You got it in your mind. And you're like, I know what my thing is. I know what it is. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to go after that. Go after the one of these resistors that's getting in your way, and let's just kick its butt. Shall we? Let's kick its butt. Let's get rid of it. Because the sooner you embrace sales, the more money you're going to make. And even though you might have all these wonderful feelings about helping and serving and all of that, you also need to be paid. Because the more that you are paid, the more people you can actually help. You can quit your part-time job or your full-time job. You can now invest with the money that you're making to give away scholarships, to actually help more people, to hire in staff, to make it so that you don't have to do the things you don't like to do and you can focus more on being exactly what you are meant to be while you're on this planet. It's an energy exchange with that money. Okay? If you need help with this, book a revenue roadmap call with me. What we're going to do on a revenue roadmap call is we're going to look at some of your numbers. We're going to do a little bit of math. And we're going to look at what does this look like for you and your business. And then we can talk about which of these resistors is getting in your way. And how do we create a simple sales process that works for you? Okay? These are free calls. And yes, are we going to talk about the ways in which I can help and support you? Yes, we're going to. But that's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. This is more about helping you solve and overcome whatever obstacle is getting in your way. Okay? Okay. Any other questions? Lisa likes to kick its butt. Then kick ass. I like that, Lisa. Okay. So, your calls to action today. Book a call. If you've not booked a revenue roadmap call, book it. Okay? Next week, we're going to start to get into social media. So by the way, if anybody is thinking about taking me up on the early bird special for Ignite Your Business, I'm actually allowing you to join our current cohort in March because in March, we're focused on social media. So we're going to jumpstart your social media if you need it. Okay. March 19th, make sure you put this on your calendars. I am doing a new masterclass. It's called From Crickets to Clients. So if you're out there and you're posting and you're emailing and you're just not getting much traction and you're getting crickets, how do we move from that to bringing clients in? So I hope you'll join us for that. Okay. If you want me to add you to the masterclass list, just type masterclass in the comments and I will get you added. Okay. All right. Let's wrap up today, shall we? I already took questions, so we're just going to move on from that. Here's what you got to realize. Selling is not forcing or convincing, right? On this love-fear continuum, where would forcing or convincing go? Right? It's down in here. No wonder it feels yucky. So if you have in your mindset that selling is forcing, convincing, all of those, you're operating down in here. We don't want to operate down in here anymore. We want to operate up in here, right? And so what are you going to do? You are offering a solution. You are solving their problem. I mean, imagine this, okay? If you bought something, it doesn't matter what it is, something silly. You buy something and you're like, this is the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. You're going to tell people, right? So why are you not telling people that your offer is the best thing ever? Why are you not telling people how your offer can help them? Now, I'm not saying that you're only talking about your offer, but you need to be talking about the offer. The more you talk about it, the more you're going to sell. So part of this is what hopefully you've learned today is you've got to reframe your mind. What is going on in here, what you're thinking, what you're choosing to believe has got to be reframed. You've got to remove the blocks that are coming up for you, whether they're current or past. You've got to get rid of those blocks. And you've got to learn to sell. You've got to embrace it. Because when you learn to embrace sales, it becomes so much easier. And honestly, so much more fun. And when you're having fun, actually helping people, actually presenting offers, that's when the money flows. And isn't that what we all want? You're helping people, you're solving problems, and you're being paid appropriately. Like, if that's not hashtag winning, I don't know what is. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here today. If you got any questions, don't forget to drop them in the comments. Book your call. Let's talk. Let me help you. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.